So welcome back to my channel. This is Dom and another virtual salute haul. So the idea behind these videos was if I had have gone to salute, I probably would have done a video, well not probably, I would have done a video of what I bought there, and because a lot of the traders are going to be really struggling because of the lack of shows, and because I still was going to buy a few figures anyway, a few things anyway, I thought, well, let's do a quick virtual haul of what I would have bought, and in fact bought in mail order instead. As actually I can't take credit for this, it was Von Kettering's idea, and I thought that's a jolly good idea, I'll steal that one. So I've done a couple of videos already. I think this will be the final set of salute-ish, virtual salute purchases I do, because as I mentioned before, I don't really need anything else, so it's kind of a bit, moot point really. I wanted to look for terrain. I needed some paints, which I haven't done a video on, but I did order them from Army Painter. They're still operating during the shutdown. The other thing I did with the last video and with this video is what I also love doing at shows. I mentioned this before, as I like to have a look around the different traders and to find companies that I'm not that familiar with. Now, I'm not arrogant enough to say I know everything about the hobby, to know every single manufacturer and every range that's out there, but the ones that I'm less familiar with or have never heard of before, I like to have a look at those at shows and see whether there's anything I'm missing. And it's difficult from a virtual perspective. It's the one thing that, one of the things you miss without attending shows, I think, plus the buzz of the thing as well. Anyway, so you saw the video I did with the other company, Stillfist Miniatures, which I hadn't seen before, and this one is about another manufacturer I didn't know. Well, I sort of vaguely knew, but not that familiar with. Offensive Miniatures. They're based out of Stockport in Cheshire. Now, as I understand it, they're a small family-run business, so they're in lockdown, but they're all locked down together, so they are still operating. Now, obviously, I don't know how long their supplies will last in terms of the raw products they need to make the figures, but at the moment they're still operating, and I've been having an exchange with them on email. And definitely they're doing what they're doing, and they're doing it well. So quite a small range at the moment, 28mm figures, metal. They do basically 3 different ranges at the moment. There's one they call the Near Future, which is sort of riots, police teams, terrorists, for those who play those sort of games. Not my bag particularly, but good on you. They also do what they call the Elite Second World War units. So that's US paratroopers, German Fallschirmjäger, Afrika Korps, Italian infantry, and British 8th Army. They also do some Voltstrong, because I've bought some of those, and I'll show you those in a minute. And then the other section is, they call it Follow the Drum, which are Napoleonics, 28mm Napoleonics. They got some French, Spanish, British, and Polish cavalry, infantry, and artillery. So I thought, well, I've got a British stroke Portuguese Peninsular Army for my sharp practice, and it's growing to a size where we might even be able to run that into black powder fairly soon. And I thought I'd get some Spanish to go along with it, so that's what I've done. So I bought, what did I buy? I bought a Spanish volunteer battalion of 30 figures, and a Spanish infantry company light infantry skirmish group, which is these fellas, and I am well impressed with them. So let me just pop this open. So these are Spanish light infantry. They are 1811 to 1815. And they're jolly nice sculpts, really nice sculpts. So, guy getting a cartridge out of his pouch. He's obviously shooting. Another one. So not an awful lot of variation in the models, which is a slight shame. So there's basically in a 6-man pack you've only got 2 different variations, which is one disappointment, but they are lovely figures. Really nice and crisp, and I haven't touched these have come straight out of the packet. So in pretty good shape actually. Doesn't look to be an awful lot of mould lines. Very nice indeed, very nice indeed. So that's that lot, and this is the Volunteer Battalion. There's that's the only thing, the range is fairly limited, so there's a lot of repeat of figures. That's not necessarily a bad thing, and I'll paint them up slightly different anyway. So here we go, that's one of the volunteers. Like him. Again, very crisp, very crisp. This is, they call these Spanish Volunteer C Advancing. So there's a guy with his musket about to fire. I like their sort of top hats they've got on, really nice. There's a bit more variation in this box. So guy with his holding his rifle or his musket down, which is nice. Guy shouldering his musket. They're all in advanced pose, which is good. This guy's shouldering his musket but on the other side. So every one of these is different actually, which is nice. Raising his musket, preparing to fire. So yeah, that's a nice group. I do like that, and they are beautiful figures. Look at the detail. I can just see a little bit of mould line around the gaiters and the lower leg, but actually they're very, very crisp. Very crisp indeed. So 6 in a pack. So a pack of 6 is normally £8. So that's not bad value actually. I think that for the quality of figures, that's actually very, very good indeed. And if you buy the battalion, so 30 figures, that comes out at £35. So a small saving there on the bulk buy. And as you say, as I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 packs of the same pose, so the advancing figures, and then 1 command pack. Let's have a look at these fellas. So there's a standard bearer guy. There's the standard. Obviously no flag on it, but the poles there, which is nice. So they're the same. 2 of the standard guys are exactly the same. Got the mandatory guy, or I guess NCO, pointing. You always have to have them. Again, lovely figure. Really impressed with the quality of the sculpts. Officer, battalion officer, and a couple of drummers. Again, the same. But these are volunteers, so that I can paint these up looking slightly differently anyway, because presumably I don't know much about the unit, but I'll have to do some research. But I would imagine if they're volunteers, they're a bit more militia-y and a bit more of a hodgepodge of different uniforms and outfits, so I can probably get away with painting them up different colours and that sort of thing, which will get some of the variation in there. So that's my only slight criticism. Not a lot of variation in the figures, but it's only a slight criticism because they're absolutely beautiful figures. Really impressed with those. So that is the Napoleonics I bought. So I've got enough there for, well, militia battalions in sharp practice are 10-man strong. Well, militia groups are 10-man strong. So I've got enough there to do 3 groups, which is basically what I would traditionally do as a regiment in sharp practice. So that's a good purchase, and it gives me something to work through and add to my army that I already have in the Napoleonic period. So that's good. So also as a salute offer, where we're giving away or giving you a little free gift. In fact, there were a couple of free gifts in this pack, which was rather nice. So there's a wounded drummer boy. That's really cool. I think they're still doing this offer, so as part of their salute didn't happen kind of deal. If you did an order, you could pick I think 2 figures from there, 2 of these special figures. There's another drummer boy, British uniform drummer boy, I believe. But nice, they're really nice look, and they're such beautiful sculpts. I'm so impressed with the quality of these sculpts. They really are very, very good. So as you know, I also like my bolt action, and I like my Second World War figures. So they, as I said, they do what they call the elite catalogue figures. So within that there is the what do they call it, Defenders of the Reich, I think it is. Yeah, Defenders of the Reich, which is a nice what I like about this range, they seem to sort of fill the gaps that the bigger manufacturers don't have, and that's, you know, a kind of a good thing, right? A small companies can sort of fill the void, really. So I bought what's this, 905 and 906, which are their Voltstrong units, just to bulk out my late war German forces. There we have classic late war German Voltstrom type figure, wearing a I guess some sort of overcoat with a Faust. Guy in a trilby with a Faust and a assault rifle by the look of it. Panzer Schreck. More Fausts. Oh, this guy, oh, this is nice. This is, let me just put these 2 down. This guy is doing the classic SMG over the shoulder action bit. Lovely figures. I mean, again, beautifully sculpted figures. I have to say, I'm really impressed with the quality of these. These will paint up beautifully. Looks like he's got a police hat, fez, whatever you call them, on with a rifle. There's another one there with a police rifle, this time standing. He's got the jobbers that they wore. Bareheaded guy carrying a rifle. Huh. There's me with a belly. I love it. Officer with his pistol. Beautiful figures. Really impressed. So that's Voltstrom 1. So this is the Voltstrom 2. Again, 10 figures. They cost £15. So £1.50 each figure. Another old dude carrying a couple of, I guess they're mines he's got there. The guy carrying petrol cans. That's basically the same figure again with the mines, but this time he's got a cap on. Oh, he's got a trilby type hat on rather than the cap the other guy had. There's another guy with a Faust. Lots of Fausts. Guy with a trilby and a Faust. Yeah, another Faust, this time with a SMG on the back, on his back. Older dude with his tash and Faust and rifle, grumbling about how it's not the same as it used to be. Another guy with trilby and a Faust. Panzer Schreck. And yet another Faust. Mind you, when you see pictures from the late war, you see Fausts everywhere. But yeah, maybe too many Fausts for my liking. But I guess what I'll probably do is get some of the spare rifles I've got and spare assault rifles I've got and sort of attach them so that when this guy here, shouldn't be too difficult to drill out his hand, he said. judging by my success with other drilling out, and put a rifle in, so he's holding that. So that's probably what I'll look to do. They're quite small. There's a warlord late war. This guy's an SS guy apparently. So they're quite small compared to a warlord figure, but the warlord figures are very, very chunky. But yeah, that's that lot. So this pack is the ambush team, they call it. Let's have a quick look at that. So there's another guy with a rifle. You've got a guy on the ground with a couple of stick grenades and a rifle. Another guy with a rifle and a cap. Different from that guy because he's just standing and firing. This guy's advancing, so that's nice. There's a guy with a, oh, it looks like a Sten gun, some sort of SMG, side loaded. Don't know enough about German equipment to know whether or not that's a Sten gun or not, whether they use them. So these are there's a Hitler Youth, much smaller figure, which is nice to put a bit of variety into there. So that's these guys. What else have we got here? A couple of guys carrying mines, and one's got a Faust as well. Yeah, very nice figures, I have to say. Really, really nice figures. And this looks to be a medium machine gun crew. There we go. Like it. That's the loader. Which side? Probably that side, isn't it? Yeah. And NCO with glasses, or officer possibly. And is that a sniper? No, it's not a sniper, that's just a regular, right. Well, that's an LMG I think he's got there. Some sort of LMG. So yeah, there's another group. And all I really wanted is just a bit of variety to put into my late war Germans. You can see here I've got some, these are late war SS. I've got some late war, these are Warlords Volkstroms. The only thing is they're lots chunkier, but yeah, but I wanted a bit of variety. But I can also, you know, the fact is people are different in size, and I don't actually mind terribly if the sizes are different, but I just wanted just have a bit of variety and see what this manufacturer was like. So as part of my order with Offensive Miniatures, they sent me this free gift as well. So not only did I get that as Wounded Drummer Boys as a freebie, they sent this. This looks like a Fallschirmjäger guy with a mule loaded up with equipment, which is nice. That'd be a nice little diorama type thing to include in the table. Fallschirmjäger, is that a... Well, now I'm looking at it, I'm not sure it is a Fallschirmjäger. Might be a... No, I think it is. Looking at the helmet, that helmet is Fallschirmjäger. Again, lovely figures. Bit more flash on that one, but that's not so bad. But nicely done. But it's a freebie, and we all love a freebie, right? Napoleonics particularly, I think they look absolutely awesome. But the Second War, very good, and some of the ranges, it's well worth checking out. OffensiveMiniatures.com, well worth checking out their website just for those little different things. I think there's some beautiful Spanish cavalry, Napoleonic cavalry, the Second World War range, some very interesting figures that you know, you don't necessarily see that many places. And of course, at the moment they are running. They're still fulfilling mail order and still doing business. So support the small traders, because once this mess is all over and COVID-19 is just in the history books, we want these manufacturers to still survive. So if you're able to, and I know times are tough for a lot of people, It's if you can spare a few pounds that you might have spent at a show, do so. Send it off, mail order if they're still operating. Send an order or two, and just help keeping these businesses running, ticking over until we come out of this mess and we want to get back into proper wargaming again. And then we wonder where all these manufacturers have gone that we used to love. Anyway, my little soapbox there. Hope you're well. Hope you're staying well. Hope you're staying safe. This is Dom signing out. Hope you're enjoying yourselves as best you can, and keep up with your friends, keep up with your family. Wonders of modern technology. You can stream, you can conference, you can phone, you can just walk down the road and keep your distance and talk across the fence to people. It's really important you do that in this time. So anyway, keep well.